A lot of people's lives are being shaken up at the moment. If you found this video, maybe that's you too. Lots of things changing, moving around. The old passing away. The new maybe not quite here yet. For most of us feeling this way, it means that there's a lot of sacrifice, upheaval, and having to adjust and adapt in ways that maybe we haven't had to do before, or maybe haven't had to do with maybe as much frequency or skill, maybe not all at once. And as we move through this time and leave behind so much of the old, there's a lot of grief that comes with that. Having to say goodbye. There's changes, there's upheavals, and this feeling of needing to find our footing. When there doesn't seem to be any terra firma. I think what comes along with this is a lot of trying to make things work, trying to make things fit. If you're anything like me, you've tried to adapt, you've tried to adjust, change, compromise situations and aspects around yourself as well as yourself to meet the times that we're facing in the way that they need to be met. And yet, despite all of this, sometimes you just realize that you've changed so much that the old doesn't fit anymore. The old isn't going to serve anymore, not necessarily because it's wrong or bad, but it's wrong for you. It doesn't fit you. And this can manifest in all kinds of ways. You know, having to leave places and people and ways of life and concepts and ideals behind. And you really start to feel like you're having to give up a lot. There's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of surrender. But it's necessary because what's present doesn't fit. I was listening to a YouTuber the other day and he was talking about some sort of adjacent topics to this, and he mentioned that at these times we really need to find our sense of inner peace again. And while he was talking about it, he happened to mention flow. And it just suddenly came to me how important being in a flow state was for me for years, and how I'd kind of lost touch with that. When I had first gotten interested in flow state and realized how I could enter a flow state and how it was valuable for me, I acquired a number of hobbies through which I could reach flow states, and I joined communities and made a whole life around this. And these hobbies and communities have really fallen away. Despite my best efforts, they don't fit. So there's that recognition and that acceptance and that looking back, and there's a period of grasping. And a feeling of great loss, because for a long time I tried to remove and adjust and adapt, as I said before, portions of what I had to make it fit better, so that I could keep, what I had built, what I'd worked hard for, what I was proud of, because it had nourished and nurtured me, and there was community, and there was ways in which I was able to fulfill these hobbies that supported other people in various ways. So, but yeah, I had to let all of that go. And what do you do with that? What do you do with that? But listening to this YouTuber, I suddenly realized I had lost sight of why I had even entered those communities and made this whole life around these hobbies the way that I had. And when I'd left, I felt a sense of loss of everything, the people, the places, the routines, the paraphernalia, and everything that it meant to me. But I'd forgotten why I got into it in the first place. I'd forgotten the flow. And that was amazing to me, because as soon as I realized that, it's like I had retrieved something so valuable. But it was hidden and covered up by memories and dramas and other things that had happened in my pursuit of the flow. Just life and everything that comes and clumps and gets attached to the seed essence that I was really pursuing, which was my blissful and ecstatic enjoyment of entering the flow state via various hobbies that I was engaged in, which I had done for years on my own. And it was like I had recovered something, I had retrieved something, and it had never been lost. It had just been buried, shrouded under life, stuff, attachments, all beautiful and wonderful and valuable within themselves, but obsolete now for me. And what I want to say is, if you resonate with some of the things I've said today and you feel like you've had to throw so much of what's been important to you in the years up till now out because it doesn't fit anymore, is there something that led you into those choices in that life in the first place? Something that you loved, something that drew you in, the seed, the essence. Do you know what that is? Can you reclaim that? Can you remember that? Can you go deep inside and retrieve that? Because then you may find that you haven't lost as much as you thought. And if you can grab a hold of that important, valuable essence, and take it with you into the future, you can use it to help you build a new